welcome back to Heather's Crafty Classroom. Today I'm going to start the project series on the little mini album, this one right here, on how to make this little book. If you remember, this little book has some cool elements. It has inside here, it has the flip up waterfall. I call it a pull tab waterfall. I don't know what it's called, but it has a tab. You pull it, pull tab waterfall. And then it also has over here, it has the pop-up element to hold 4x4 photos. So anyway, we're going to start this one today. So the first thing you're going to need is some chipboard. And you're going to need 3 pieces. And they measure, I wrote them down for y'all, 5x8. You need 2 of those. And then one that is 1 1/4 by 8. Now my other albums, I did them at 1, so I thought I would extend it just a little bit to help, even though there's plenty of room in that one. But I figured we'll make it a little bit bigger. So 1 1/4 by 8. Then we're going to need a piece of cardstock, 2 pieces. This one measures 10 by 12. And then the piece at the bottom, I cut off. Let's go, camera. There we go. And we're going to glue it on here to make it big enough for the chipboard. So that's our first step, is we're going to just take the, I already put score tape on, and I'm going to adhere them together so we have a piece big enough to wrap the chipboard. Okay. I'm just going to measure, put these together like so. Super easy. So now I have a piece, so when we have our chipboard, it'll wrap all 3 pieces. Okay. So we're going to just adhere these on here, straight, kind of. And what I use is I use score tape, and I've already score taped them. I don't use a ton. I use enough to stick it down so it doesn't buckle. I know many, many people that use score tape like sheets and cover it, or many pieces to cover the entire thing. I really don't think that's necessary. I don't have any issues with my cardstock buckling on the top, on the covers or anything. So this is how I do it, and it works out great. I've been doing these books forever, ever and ever. I couldn't even tell you when I started. At least 10 years. I did 12 by 12 scrapbooking for a long time, and I kind of got bored. I still try to do a little bit of it, and I struggle. My brain doesn't work like that. So we're going to leave these here, and we're going to leave a good 1/8 of an inch or so. Maybe a little bit more. We want to make sure it doesn't crack when it bends, and that's our main issue. So yeah, I don't really do 12 by 12 scrapbooks anymore. I tend to do these for everything. I do have stuff to do some 12 by 12s. I have a couple creative memory albums and stuff, but it's really, really hard for me. I have to be in the right mindset to do that, which is not often. Okay, so just like that. Alrighty, let me throw my trash away so I don't have a big pile. Okay, and then next we're going to use some kind of tool. I like this one, had this forever. It's called the Perfect Trim Ruler. I don't know if you can see that. PerfectTrimRuler.com. I bought this a long time ago when I started doing these. And it just makes it easier to make your corners look nice. So I just make a mark and then I cut that off, and it makes it a little easier. They have several different ones out now, and I think they're mostly on Etsy. But this is what I've been using, and if it doesn't still works, don't worry about it. And that's my theory. Still works great. One more, and then we're just going to cut these off. Okay. And let's cut them off. just as so. And it doesn't, this part does not have to be perfect. That's the great part about this. And one more. All right. And then we're going to fold these up. What I do is I bend them up like this on my table just to get them started. And this is not, this is regular weight, not chipboard, what's it called? Cardstock from Hobby Lobby. I think it's easy to work with. My favorite is the craft, but with the collection we're using, I think the black would look better. So we're just gonna do the black, but it is just the regular weight. It's not heavyweight, which will be fine. I may use heavyweight just for one of the elements inside, but we'll see. We shall see. I think it'll hold up a little better if I use heavyweight on there, but I don't always. Heavyweight is usually like 110 pound. This is usually 60 or 65. But I just get it at Hobby Lobby. It's cheap, does the job. As long as the paper doesn't crack. This one does not crack. I think Michael's usually cracks. But I still like I still get Michael's a lot because they have colors. Like I love their red and I don't know. It depends my mood, I guess. All right, so now we're going to peel these off. Maybe. Peel them off. And I'm going to try not to make a mess, you guys. I'm going to try to clean up as I go. Going to fold them down. And then I'm going to use a little extra in the crevice. I'm going to put a little art glitter glue. And then I'm going to go like this. Just gives it a little extra adhesion on that little gap. All right, so I'm going to bend it, and then I'm going to bend it over. And then I'm going to push it down with my bone folder. All right, just like so. All right, I'm going to do that to this side. I need to go get my nails done. Maybe later. What color? I don't know. I have green. It's really sparkly. You can't really tell, but it's a sparkle green. I might have to just bite the bullet and do red. Maybe red glitter. Gotta do something for the holidays. I'm not a big red nail, just bright red, but maybe red glitter. Red and silver. I don't know. Something. All right. I'm going to push this one down and bring it over. I'm going to push it down here, and I'm going to flip it over and burnish real good. Okay. Now when we do the edges, I know I've talked about this before, but these little corners here, they stick out a little bit. So I don't know if you can tell there's like a little gap there. I'm just going to use my bone folder and push those in a little bit. So now it looks like that. I don't even know if you could tell with the black paper, but it is what it is. You got to push them in a little bit, otherwise you get like a little wing. We don't want a little wing sticking out. And of course a little art glitter glue in the crevice in the little corner, and especially on these edges because these edges are exposed. So there we are. These ones I tend to do a little gingerly. I want to make sure that those corners are done right. There we go. And I push these down real good. Look at that. That's like perfect corners. None of that chipboard. It's nice and smooth. Looks good. Okay, now we're gonna do this one. Push it in, maybe. There we go. Push it in real good. And same with this one. And then we're gonna peel this tape. And our base is almost done. Look at this. In 10 minutes. My son has been sleeping over at Grandma's for 2 nights. I'm excited to see him. My husband's out there picking him up today. It's not like he's little. He's 13. He, even when he saw me, you hardly ever see him. He's in his room, playing video games, talking to his friends, really loudly. Do your teenagers talk really loudly when they're on the video games with their friends? I don't know. I don't get it. All right, perfect corners. I did really good on these corners. Watch out, world. All right, so now I'm going to just bend these really carefully, get them working so the paper bends. And we have the base to our book. All right. So next is our hinge for the middle. I cut this piece at 4.5 by 7 3/4, and I scored it at 1 3/4, 2.5, and 2 1/4. Okay, and we're gonna fold these. Already put my score tape. I cheated. Try and hurry up. So this video is not too long. I don't think you guys want to watch me do score tape. I think even it's very tedious when I just have to pull it off on camera, but that's okay. So now we have these little panels in the middle. We're going to put adhesive on one side, which I've already done for you all. My knife, just use the knife, Heather. Make sure it goes in and fold those two together. So now we have this. There's our one little hinge, because the book only has one page. So one little hinge. There you go. Now we're going to glue this inside our book. And the goal is to get the hinge in the middle. So the hinge needs to be in the middle of this right here. So that's our goal. So go ahead and put your score tape and put it down. Sometimes what I do too, I'll do it while it's dry before I pull the tape up. And I'll make a couple lines like this so I know this is where it's going. So I have a little marker there. I don't always do it. Sometimes I do it. Makes life a little easier sometimes. So you don't have to do it when the score tape is exposed, because once you put stuff down with score tape, it ain't coming back up. No, the score tape is super sticky. I love it though, and that's why I use it. I feel like my books don't come apart. All right, for the reach. My trash bucket's over there. Okay. Now I can just line up those lines and say, oh, that's where it's going to go. Right there. And I'm going to burnish as I go. And I got a kink. Oh, telling you, score tape is amazing, but whew. Oh, look what I did. I have a little piece of score tape sticking out right there. Got it. All right. That's like a major faux pas, having your score tape stick out. Okay, and now we're going to bend these so it bends. There we go. Cool, there's our book. The base of our book is done. So now I have the covers for here and here. These measure 4 3/4 by 7 1/4. And I just use the art glitter glue. It works well. We're just going to put glue all the way around. I am going to fill in quite a bit because I do attach like pockets and flaps and stuff to these. I want to make sure they stick down really well. Okay. Just like so. We're going to burnish. Burnish, burnish, burnish. That's how you get it to stick really good. And now this one. I gotta find a new camera, you guys. Anybody have any suggestions that aren't super expensive? I need to do some more research, but the ones I'm finding are like $400 or $500, and I just can't spend that right now. But I really need a new camera so I can zoom in and out easily, because the one I'm using does not zoom in and out. It's just a webcam. I need something about $100. I think that's okay. $100 or so. My budget. A little more, but not crazy. But I definitely need a new camera. All right, so now it's all covered on the inside. It's looking like a book. We have our first page. I did not score it. I'm so sorry. This piece of paper measures 7 3/4 by 9.5, and we are going to score it 4 3/4. That is going to be the size of our page. It's 4 3/4 by 7 3/4. Okay, and then we're going to fold this over. And what's that B word? Burnish. Burnish. And did not score straight, which in the long run is not a do or die. But if I can fix it a little, I the heck. There we go. That looks a lot better. I know you all can't see that, but I see it. All right, our hinge. I usually do this before I attach it, but I'm going to cut off a little corner off of each side. It doesn't really matter on this one because this one we're just gluing on. It's just an open page, but we're going to glue it on just like so. Okay, just like so. And I think what I'm going to do is add a little score tape and a little glue, so we get some extra adhesion. And make sure I have it where I want it. That looks really good. Oh, as I moved it. All right. I am not going to put it all the way down to the base. I don't know if you can see that. I have like a little 1/16 of an inch down here. That way it's easy to turn. If you put it all the way down, it's going to be really hard to turn. So I'm going to leave just a smidge out, like so. I'm going to peel my score tape with my fingernails. Maybe. There we go. I'm going to do some score tape. Art glitter glue as well. I don't know who ever thought of art glitter glue, but man, this is my lifesaver. Okay. That's one side down. And see this, we have to glue this one down too. We're also going to put a bead of glue down here so it makes it a pocket if you want to. My last one, I ended up gluing the pocket shut. I was going to, and I even talked about it on my channel about putting the tag in there. And it was really hard to find the spot where the tag goes. And I was like, you know what? I think I'm just leaving it out. it was too hard for me to find, which means if I gifted it or sold it, they're going to have as much trouble. And I'm the one that built it and it was hard, so I think I'm just going to leave that tag out. So this one we'll have to see if it's easy to find. I will, otherwise I'm going to do a bead of glue just like this. And there we go. Little seepage. Doesn't hurt nobody. Sorry, I had something falling over here. All right. So there's that. All right. The next thing, we're going to make our flaps that attach to here real quick. And then the next video will have the fun stuff, and then we'll mat. So it should be like 3, maybe 4 videos total is what I'm thinking. We'll see how far I get to get that done. All right, so the first page, or the front of the first page, there's only one page. We need 2 pieces that measure 7 3/4 by 5 1/2, and we're going to score it 1/2 inch and 3/4 inch on each one. Now this is going to give us a 1/4 inch gusset for what we put inside. So we're going to 1/2 and 3/4. This one as well, and we'll just rotate it around and it'll work fine. And 3/4. Now while we have the scoreboard out, the back page is going to have a top flap with the pop-up. And this one's going to measure 4 3/4 by 8 1/4, and we're going to score it at 1/2 inch. There was no gusset, right? Let me verify. Nope, no gusset. So just 1/2 inch. So we're going to fold these over. And we're going to do these 2. They each have 2 score lines. Remember, this is going to give us a 1/4 inch gusset. This one. This. A little tricky doing that little 1/4 inch, but once you get it, it's all good. And then these ones we're gonna angle to the first score line. So we're just gonna pick off a little itty bitty piece just to give it a little more ease. It looks a little nicer, makes it a little more finished piece. This one, well, what did I do? This one goes at the top. What did I do? Oh, I messed up. Okay, so now I got to recut this piece. And so it's a score at the top, not the bottom, not the side. I'm losing it. I have my measurement, so it'll be super fast. 4 3/4. So we have 4, let me see, 4 3/4. And we have 8 1/4. Can't believe I did that. Yeah, I can. 1/4. I was in the zone of doing everything else. So there's our piece. And let me score it now at the top. So we're going to score it on the long side. At 1/2 inch. Okay. And you see me, I go over it a couple times just to make sure. Now we have the top fold. And this one, we're going to miter those edges too. All right. And now let's glue these in. I think I'll use a little score tape to adhere these in along with some art glitter glue. Maybe I can use that piece somewhere else that I messed up on, which I think I can. On the back cover, I think we can use that, so that's good. Not totally wasted. Okay, so now this is our bust. So these pieces are going to go, one's going to go here and one's going to go here. Now my last one, I rounded the corners, which I think I'll do again. Let me grab my corner rounder. My ancient crocodile. I use 1/4 of an inch. I've had this thing forever. Pieces fall out of it. If I don't empty it, it's hysterical. So I'm just going to put it in there and do 1/4 of an inch. This thing still works pretty good. There are days where it doesn't, but that's okay. All right, and now we are going to take off this adhesive, and we are going to add some art glitter glue. I want to try Barely Art. I haven't tried that one yet. And I got an Amazon gift card, so maybe that's something I splurge. Oh my gosh, you guys. The parents at the school I work at totally hooked a girl up. It was so much fun. They spoiled me. I got so many gift cards for Starbucks, and I got parents and teachers. And I got Amazon gift card, and I got, what else? I mean, just so much stuff. Lots of treats and goodies and candies and coffee mugs and just so much stuff. And I don't teach, I just work in the office. And oh my gosh, it was just so amazing. And my coworkers just kept saying such a blessing. And I'm like, that is such a good way to say it. Like, it was just amazing. And I was just so overwhelmed all day long. And then when I got home, my husband had to help me carry everything in. It was so much fun. I got so much stuff. So maybe that Amazon gift card, I can try out that art glitter glue. Come on, go down. So now we have this, and we'll put a magnet on it once we do it. We'll put a magnet in there, and that'll be very cute. And now on the back side, we're going to add this flap, and we're going to add this one to the top, and we're going to corner around these two. I just think it looks cute. 1/4 of an inch, not the 1/2 inch. Like so. And I have trash. Not leaving trash everywhere. Trying not to, because then I get very overwhelmed about my craft space. Gotta have it a little bit tidy as I work. I turn this to the side. Let's see if it'll focus. There we go. Turn it to the side so it's easier to see the top where I'm going to adhere this. And I'm just going to adhere it here and line up the side and the top. Just like so. And then open it up and burnish. I gotta find a new word than burnish. Tired of that word. All right. So that's it for this video. The next video, I'll probably do the mechanisms on the front and back cover. Forgot about that. I got to do the fun things that go inside here, the pull tab waterfall. And over here, we're going to do the pop-up element. And then we have to mat everything and embellish. So going to be a few videos, but I don't want to make them too long. 30 minutes is good. All right. So I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. You guys are a blessing too. I love it. Thank you so much. I hope you guys are having a great day. I'll talk to you soon. Make sure you like and subscribe for me. All right. Awesome. Bye, guys.